you're in the best industry in the world, because guess what? People have to eat every day, regardless of what's happening on out there. You're still servicing food, and that really showcases that you have an unlimited potential. Every single person in Ireland is a client, potentially. You just got to figure out how to get them, and that's it, right? And I think one of the biggest challenges you guys will have, possibly, as you said, is overcoming the obstacle of, what is this thing, right? I see a lot, especially in Northern Europe. I see a lot. I lived in East Europe quite a bit years ago. Same thing. I work with clients over in East Europe and Russia, and nobody knows what it's like. What is this crap? It's just green stuff I throw. It's just it's fluffy. I don't want it, right? And it costs me money. You got to figure out how to look at your market, look at the cuisine, right? Where would you put broccoli on? Where would you put peas on? That's how you have to do it. Because how I do it might not work for you guys. Like I'm dealing with, for example, I work with a lot of people in India. There is no lettuce. People do not eat greens. Like the salads is not part of the cuisine. So when I say sub lettuce, it doesn't work, right? So we're working on developing, recipes for dishes like curry and for, tiki and stuff like that. How do you do them? For me, it always comes down to flavor. I don't care.
Coriander do very well.
Wherever you are in the world, people relate to flavor. So find what flavor profiles, underline your cuisine, and every country has a cuisine, right? And draw with that. So if you find peppery and spicy items, then go with the radishes, go with the arugulas. If you people like super health conscious areas do, a lot of smoothies or juice bars, then go with the broccoli or the kales, neutral, bright greens that could be added to a smoothie, right? If it's a lettuce area, community, whatever, or just greens, then do pea shoots, right? That's going to be your segue into the community, right? And I think that's the one that usually the biggest things to overcome is, people just don't want it, or people like eating. You just got to figure out how to get it, right? And that's where you got to kind of take that from a localized level.
That was always one of my main concerns with it, was like, what would be the best way to market them to people? Like you could always see them as a garnish on top of something, but you'd never see them as a full meal.
Yep. Well, mainly because honestly, it's prohibitory. Like to have as a full meal is tough because it's costing $15 for a salad, right? Might as well go to a restaurant, right? Honestly. So that's where if you develop a salad, it's going to be the higher yield, higher margin price. So putting peas, sunnies, radishes together, it's pretty nominal in a price point, right? And you can add dress to that, you can add veggies to that, right? A whole broccoli microgreen salad might not be, sustainable, right? But that's where it comes on a price point. If you're charging $8 for an ounce, it's going to be it's not going to be cost effective. Got to figure out how to do that, right? So they can be a garnish, but for me, I've always tried to incorporate them into my just daily life. So eggs in the morning, I add my brassica blend. If I have like a wrapper or something for lunch, I add this, right? It just becomes a 3-meal a day thing. It's a topper, but it's a flavor. So instead of using cracked pepper, add some radish. Instead of using this, instead of doing your spinach, add peas. Changing habits. I just tell people, honestly, guys, just say, don't overthink it. Someone asks, how do I use it? Well, what do you eat right now that's green? Just throw it on there instead.
That was a bit of a revolution for me.
Yeah, that's it. It's just changing what you do. It's not, if you haven't used it before, then it's just a brand new thing. But it becomes, and this is why it cycles back to this weekly cycle, it becomes habitual. It's just no different than going getting your milk from the market every Monday. It just builds it into the habitual behavior of your meals. That's why the subscriptions are so good, because they don't think about it. Nope, just shows up, great, just like my bread, just like my dairy. So that's how I always see it as that. But it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. They're habits. Habits take 90 days to really develop, statistically. So you got to figure out how to get greens to people. So contests, giveaways, use any excess as a marketing opportunity. If people don't know, hey, if you have a new person, just give them some extra product, right? Kill people with kindness. So there's really no right way to do it, but I've always come to the flavor profile because I believe that is what is the common denominator that everybody can understand.
You've been doing a lot of educating at even the farmers market, just like people how to use them and what way to add them to their food. Like that's the main thing we work around now, is understanding their health benefits, and then we're talking about creating meals and that kind of stuff with them. So that's one of our points, is education.
Recipe cards. You could get into doing, like, maybe you decide to do a little menu book. I don't know, like this. You be creative, right? Like you got to see what your market is going to demand and going to bear. I just keep it simple. I never really focus on nutrition, because most of the time people know broccoli is nutritious. They probably know peas are nutritious. Like if you focus on convenient crops that aren't, a weird crop, most people know what broccoli is. They know what sunflowers are, right? So now you've overcome the barrier of what is this thing, right? And probably that is healthy. Now how to use it. So you've kind of overcome those initially just by having a simple product.